Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of Unfiltered Recap. Today we're recapping season 2, episode 17 of Zatima, called Energy Shift. So let's get straight into it. Y'all remember the last episode, which was episode 16. It ended off with Connie coming to tell Zach that something was wrong with his mom and that they need to go quick or whatever. So the beginning of this episode starts out with Fatima, my girl Fatima, calling Paul, child, and basically just talking. This was right after the dinner with her mom and Zach and her dad. So she's calling him. She tells him that basically she wants to go for a run and she just needs a friend. So Paul let her know that he don't really run, so he'll ride his bike or whatever. So, but he obviously down to go. He wants to be around Fatima, even though she just wants a friend. He wants her, but y'all know. So, after they get off the phone, Angela pops in per usual. And so she asks Fatima who she was talking to. Fatima lets her know. And so Angela came in with like this silk gown on and this robe. Now, the previous episode, she had already told Fatima that, Sam was coming over there. So this was her way of getting ready for him. And so Fatima ends up telling Angela that she loves her outfit. And so Angela asks, well, it's not desperate? It's not too desperate or whatever? And so Fatima tells her no. And Angela's like, she was like, let me go change. And Fatima's like, why, girl? So Angela's like, girl, I want to get, I'm not going to say that. But if you watched and you know what she said. So then it goes to the next scene and Angela is coming down the stairs. And she's like, how was this? And Fatima's sitting there at the, in the kitchen at the bar with her workout outfit on. And Fatima says, now that says a lot. So my girl had went from a cute little silky nightgown to a two-piece raunchy set, and I ain't mad at her, okay? So the doorbell rang, and it was Sam. He's ready to get served by Angela, child. They ain't waste no time. He said, hey, to Fatima, and they quickly jetted off up the steps. So now we're at the hospital with Zach and Connie. And so the doctor comes up and let Zach know that Jeremiah, which is Zach's brother, had brought in his mama as quickly as he could or whatever. But they don't think it was quick enough. And basically Zach's mom had OD'd on fentanyl. So, Zach he just hurt at this moment, teary-eyed, all that. And so his brother was right behind the doctor. He talking his noise. And so they started going back and forth as they always do. And so Jeremiah ended up saying something about, he called Fatima the B word. He was like, you too busy running. I want to say he said, you too busy running after that little B. And Zach was like, what you say? And Jeremiah repeated himself and they started fighting. Now, I just want to point out that there were a couple of white people in the background. Now, they were sitting there while they were arguing, right? I never seen them physically get up and move. But as soon as they started fighting, those people had them disappeared into the background. It's like they vanished rather quickly. So it was a serious moment going on, but I couldn't help but catch that. Like, where them people went? And Connie even said, y'all got these people scared and stuff. I was like, Connie, they ain't even walk out of there. They vanished, baby. And the nurse, whoever the nurse was, she came rather late, a little too late. Connie had them broke it up and had them separated them by then. So Connie is trying to like calm them down, but they still end up going back and forth. They had sat down, but they were still going back and forth. Jeremiah, he's scratching his private area, and Zach was like, just go get high. That's all you want to do. And it was really sad because, you know, it's people that this could relate to somebody easily. But so it goes from that scene to Fatima and Paul sitting on the swings after their run/bike ride or whatever. And per usual, they talk about Zach. Paul brings Zach up. And Fatima just basically lets Paul know that she doesn't really want to talk about it. They talked about him for a quick little couple of, maybe a minute or whatever, but then Fatima shut it down and she was like, I really don't even want to talk about him right now. Like, I just want to clear my mind. So Paul takes that time and decides that he was going to hit on Fatima. And it was just very thirsty. I kind of cringed. Like, in that moment, I kind of stopped liking Paul because it was like, okay, brother, you trying, like, you doing too much now. Like, you know, this girl's still in love with her man. She's still there with her man. Like, she's still mentally there with him. Like, you know you're being used. So why you keep trying to hit on her? And this girl just said she's trying to clear her mind. Like, she just needs a friend, and you're trying to be quote unquote thirsty N-word. Okay, so like I said, he was getting thirsty as hell. Okay, and so it became cringy. And then he started talking about, he called another girl by her name. And I'm like, how you do that? Like, y'all not even together. Like, how you calling other women by this girl name? Y'all ain't never did nothing. Y'all ain't never really, like, did anything besides kiss each other. That was it. But I digress. But Fatima, girl, please hurry up and go back to Zach, because I can't take no more Paul after that scene. I couldn't take no more. So then Fatima shuts Paul down, and, you know, she lets him know that he is exhausting. And I couldn't agree more with her. Like, he was very exhausting in that scene, and the scene was very cringy to me. It really was. So the next scene, we go to grimy ass Nathan and Belinda, child. Now let me say this. I've said this a couple of times before in my previous recaps, but I actually like Nathan a little bit. But Belinda, I can't stand her. I just can't. But Belinda comes in and Nathan was sitting on her couch and she's just like, nigga, what you doing here? Oh, can I say that on here? But she like, what you doing here? And he was saying that she had called him over there, but she was like, that was 2 hours ago. So Belinda, they just started talking about the whole situation that happened with Belinda in the profile. Belinda lets Nathan know that it was effed up, that he had told them that she made it. And so Nathan was like, well, no, it was effed up that you made it. And so he was like, it wasn't right, and he asked Belinda why she be hating so much on Fatima and Zach. And I'm proud of Nathan a little bit, just a little bit, because he pointed out the obvious. He's like, you know, you keep coming for them, and you know what we did wasn't right. What I did, he brought up about how he what he was doing in the jacuzzi and stuff, and I think that's what, if I'm not mistaken. But he was just bringing up, like, the stuff he did was wrong or whatever. He didn't have no right doing it, and he was calling her out on her BS as well. So I'm proud of Nathan for that, because he letting it know, like, you know, Zach is a different man around Fatima. He don't do no wrong around her. But he tell her that she should just drop it. But when he asked her about, like, why she hates so much and stuff like that, and only thing Belinda really could say was that Zach was a whore, and she just don't like Zach, trying to say she don't like Zach for Fatima and stuff like that. But Nathan quickly called her out and tells her that she wants him. She wants Zach. It's obvious. He was like, so you must like Zach, basically. You know, you keep coming for his relationship with your homegirl, and you claiming it like you don't, you know, you doing this for your homegirl, but you really like him. So this is why I said I was proud of him for a little bit, because they ended up getting to the nasty. So, Belinda was like, since this the last time, might as well, or whatever. And then it switched to somebody hollering. Come to find out, it's Angela screaming. And she's having a wang dang doodle with Mr. Sam. But you don't see it. It goes to Fatima hiding under the covers, because Angela's just being so dramatic. And Fatima's like, is that a horse? What is going on? And she makes a comment about, oh, she can ride horses, but she can't have sex with Bryce. So then we go back to the hospital, and of course Zach and Jeremiah going back and forth once again. I'm not gonna get too much into that, because it's basically the same stuff they always talk about. Jeremiah blaming Zach. It's all Zach's fault. Da da da. Same old. So then we go back to Fatima, and she's running down the steps, but we also see Sam in the kitchen. And so as soon as Fatima hit the end of the stairs, she turns, and there goes Sam, and he's in the nude, child. So naked at the refrigerator, just like Jacoby was naked at Sabrina's refrigerator, and what's his name popped up. So Angela ends up, Sam leaves, and Angela comes in and asks Fatima what she was doing up. And Fatima lets her know that she's going for a drive. So Angela's like, where you going? And Fatima says, Zach. And I'm like, oh, thank you, God. Thank God she going over there. But then I'm like, okay, he ain't even there. So I'm like, oh, crap, it's going to be some stuff. So then we go to Connie. She's in the lobby by herself. Jeremiah had left in the previous scene, and he claimed he was going to go talk to the doctor, but Zach was like, you finna go get high, just admit that. So Connie was calling Tony, and she tells him that he needs to get to the hospital for Zach, because Zach's mom OD'd and stuff, and she told him to call Nathan, but Tony insisted that Zach doesn't want to see him, but Connie was like, I don't care, like, he needs y'all, basically. So Tony calls anyways, and Nathan and Belinda having a Wayne dang do the child. So Nathan answered the phone. He didn't stop. Like, he literally answered the phone. That was just crazy. So Nathan ends up telling Belinda what's going on, and she insists on going as well to be there for quote unquote Nathan. But we all know sis is going over there to be nosy as hell and see Zach. And even Nathan was like, I don't know you like that. Why is you coming? So then, but like I said, Belinda insisted, child. She was like, we need to go. So then we go back to Connie and Zach in the lobby, and they having a conversation about Zach's past and stuff, and just about how Zach, I'm thinking it was like, basically, Jeremiah is like kind of jealous of Zach, but Zach was like, how can he be jealous of me? We come from the same stuff. But Connie was like, but you got out of jail and you got back on your feet, like you had the job with the airport, and now look at you, you doing good. And then she ends up letting him know that she has to go get her kids and stuff, because they got school in the morning. Zach offers her his keys and asks her to go by his house to make sure everything was good, because he was like, I know I left the door open because I was in a rush, just go make sure everything good. So, mind you, Fatima had said she was going to take a drive. So now we switch to Fatima sitting outside the house, and she was like, she was contemplating on going up to the door, but she was like, oh, he ain't learned his lesson. She just sitting outside. And so while she's sitting out there, Deja ends up pulling up, and Fatima hops out the car and starts recording her walking perfectly. Now, y'all know Fatima got served by Deja. And Deja had been wearing that little neck brace like she was so hurt. But she ain't have it on this time, child. She was going in the house with somebody. And Fatima started recording. So then Fatima was like, I got you. And so she told Deja to drop the lawsuit or she gonna get her cousin Madam back over there. And if you watch All the Queen's Men, child, then you know Madam don't play. And I hope she comes for real. Like I mentioned before, I need that crossover again. But see, the first crossover was in Sister. I needed it as a teamer, and I needed to be deeper than before. But I know it ain't coming this. I know it ain't gonna come this early. I just feel like because it's the last 2 episodes gonna come on, so I just don't see it coming. Maybe next season. I need it though. So Deja tells Fatima that she needs to be checking her man instead of her about a lawsuit, and tells her that she's seen Connie and Zach leaving together. So, Fatima like, oh, you just talking. But Deja had pictures, and she was like, I'll show you, basically. So Deja showed her the pictures, and Fatima face dropped a little bit. And so, as Fatima was walking away from Deja's side, Connie was coming out of Zach's house, and Deja creeping up in the background. She just messy. And so they ended up seeing each other, and Fatima was like, what the fuck? And y'all, Deja, messy ass, is in the background talking some, ooh, girl, I think she got your shirt on. But no, she said, ooh, girl, I think she got on your blouse. Y'all, that was the best part of that episode to me. Just Deja. Like, I can't stand Deja, but I like Deja. She like, her character and Tony character are like the same with me. Like, I can't stand Belinda character at all. But I got a love-hate relationship for did I say Tony? I meant Nathan. I don't know. But I got a love-hate relationship for Nathan and Deja. But y'all, I give this episode like a 7.5. It was okay. The scene with Paul, it was enough for me. But I did enjoy the ending part with Deja and Fatima. Y'all just let me know down in the comment section below what y'all rate this episode. Like I said, I give it a 7.5. Y'all make sure y'all like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification so y'all can be notified every time I post another video. Thank y'all for watching. See y'all soon. Peace.